What up, Suns fans? The Suns have lost 3 in a row, this time to the Denver Nuggets. Final score, Denver Nuggets 117, Phoenix Suns 90 on the dot. There is not that much to talk about today as, well, I believe anything that has been said, it's already there. Can you believe it? I don't think we've ever had this on the show before, where the Suns have had back-to-back meltdowns. You saw that yourself, right? It was just 2 days. If you don't count today, it was only 1 day. That pretty much sums up my feelings on this Suns team. Now, ironically, I'm also pretty tired today, so we're going to keep this a nice and quick, short one, okay? But simply, the Suns are melting down right now. I did not think it could get any worse than what we saw last night. Or I guess 2 days ago against the Detroit Pistons. A lot was said during that game, and I think a lot of that still stands to this day. It was only 2 days ago. We don't have that much progress. I've made a lot of statements about this starting lineup. But as of right now, Book is still injured. Actually, we should be getting him back just in time for our next game, which is also against the Nuggets. So we'll see where that starting lineup story is developing. Jesus. It's getting to the point where I could definitely start seeing the justification for blowing this all up. The Suns are in a very dark time right now. This is the lowest I've ever seen them, dude. This is as pretty bad as you get for the modern day Suns. Holy crud. Yeah. First of all, let's just put away the main problem of tonight's game. What is that problem? Effort. It's once again efforts about this team. As the Suns just came out looking tired. I look tired right now. I should be the one tired here, keeping up with this Suns team and having to watch the Suns teams each time. But that's essentially what the Suns did here. Just no energy. It was quite pathetic out there. The Suns once again met our average 15 turnovers. A lot of them were just really dumb. I mean, just right off the mind, Josh Okogie, he had 3 turnovers tonight, and 2 of those were just simply because once he got the ball, no pressure around him, he just stepped out of bounds. There's multiple other times where the Suns were just making a lot of dumb passes. This team's just dumb. They're dumb as rocks right now. And there's also a lack of effort on just like hands and the ability to rebound on this team. As going into halftime, we were only down by 4. The Suns had a chance. They were just making a lot of dumb errors, which were really costing him that lead at halftime. So that third quarter, you got to make it up. You got to come out with energy. And that's exactly what the Suns didn't do. Great strategy, Suns. As the Suns then allowed the Denver Nuggets a 45-point quarter in that third quarter. That's definitely not helping the third quarter allegations. It's over, people. It's got to make you wonder what's going on behind the scenes, There's no way the Suns, after just miraculously start having this downward spiral that we've seen them having these last couple of games of just not being able to compete. I mean, that it's just been starting to boil down to the very fabric of this team. First off, this team is really showing its age. We're constantly mentioned as like one of the older teams in the NBA. And tonight it definitely looked that way. As even the flat-footed Denver Nuggets, I would say, they're not having the exact championship season they had in prior seasons. But like even we made them look really good in comparison. It's quite sad to see. Just seeing this team get whittled down to the bone over these last couple of games and being exposed for the true team that we all hoped they weren't going to be. I guess you could say maybe one of the reasons I'd say this team just looks so deflated is because they faced the speedy and fast Indiana Pacers and the hard-headed and tough Detroit Pistons. So I'd imagine that is the most likely reason why the Suns look so deflated today, is that they've just been simply beat up over these last 5 days, which they've had a collective 3 days of rest and 2 games. So that's not much time to get some rest. So that could be definitely a factor on why they're so gassed. Definitely still doesn't excuse them for this sad night that they put up, especially when the Denver Nuggets are also on a back-to-back right now, where they went into overtime against the New Orleans Pelicans team. It's so sad. Another thing I would add on to this mess is the sobering reality that the Suns simply haven't improved. I mentioned it a lot last time in our last episode that the Suns don't simply learn from their mistakes. I mean, we still don't rebound. But now this is turning into a back-to-back season type of thing, as simply the Suns have not improved at all as last year. You want to know what the record the Suns had going into their Christmas Day game? It was 14-14. And right now, your Suns are 14-14 on the season. And then we proceeded to lose that game Christmas Day against the Mavs, and then we fell to 14-15. So it's quite saddening to see this Suns team not only improve what should have been an improvement on last year's season, but continue to learn nothing. And quite frankly, a lot of the Suns fans are frustrated, including me. It's started to become a thing, a turning cycle every night, that the Suns simply can't keep going on like this. Matt Ishbia knows that. Anyone on this Suns front office knows this. There's no way that they're just looking at this and they're okay with it. Change is coming to the Phoenix Suns, and that's really all us Suns fans can hold on to hope for right now during this cold, harsh winter, literally. Well, depending where you are in the country. But if you're in Phoenix, it's not that cold. But change is coming. The question is what's that change going to be? Is it going to be a small little one, a tweak to the lineups, or is it going to be a huge blockbuster trade and we see Jimmy Butler don a Suns uniform, or is it going to be role players that we're going to see? I would advocate for the role players, but it will be definitely interesting to see what change the Suns are going to need, because they definitely need it. This is not a championship team that we were all promised. So the ball is firmly in Matt Ishbia's court. They are not going to ride this out. I hate to leave this episode. I don't want to get too depressing on this, but if you just take a look at the coming schedule, it doesn't get much easier. The rest of the December, we're facing top of the West teams. So it doesn't get easy in our opponents' matchups. There's still really good teams to come. So there's not much else to say about this game. KD, after having his great 40-point game, he did have 27 points. Bradley Beal, he was a lot more aggressive today, and he had to be. He had also 23 points. So I really liked seeing that from him. And yeah, nothing else notable. I hate to end this episode on such a dark note, but this is where the Suns are right now, and currently it's where it's going to stay for now, at least. So we're going to end it here. Hey, if you like this content, please like, subscribe, and comment. It really does help us all out. We're inching very close to Christmas. Our very next game is on Christmas in 2 days. All right? Merry Christmas. All right? Next time we'll basically be here. It will be Christmas, but it's a 8:30 p.m. game. So that is quite late in the night, and Christmas is basically already over at that point. So this is just preemptive. Have yourself a Merry Christmas. Don't forget about the Suns. Who cares about the Suns? Nobody really cares about the Suns. All right, just go enjoy it with your family, and we'll be back here on Christmas. Okay? Don't freaking worry about this game. Don't let it hurt your Christmas spirit. It's just some guys playing basketball. That's all it is at the end of the day. All right? See you guys later.